All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about personal finance, but this is a special edition just for students. And we're going to tackle the biggest myth out there, that you actually need a paycheck to start thinking about money.
So let's kick things off with a question that honestly sounds like a trick question, right? How in the world do you budget with $0? It feels impossible, but stick with me because the answer is actually the key to getting a massive head start on your financial future.
For most students, this is pretty much the default setting. This idea that budgeting, saving, all that, adult stuff is for later. It's for people who have jobs and paychecks. The thinking is, I'll deal with it when I start earning money. Well, today, we are going to completely bust that myth wide open.
Okay, here's the truth. You already have a financial life right now. So in this first part, we're going to play detective and uncover your secret income sources, all the money that's floating around in your world, even if it never actually lands in your bank account. Okay, so look at this. On the left, you've got what most students see when they think about their income, a big fat zero. But the reality is, over on the right, your real financial picture includes everything from birthday cash to the money that other people spend on you. We've got to start thinking way bigger about what income actually is. Let's start with stuff you probably don't even count as money. That cash you got for your birthday, the 20 bucks for mowing the lawn, or some other odd job? That's not just random luck. That's what we're going to call occasional income. And it's the very first piece of your financial puzzle. And now for the second piece, which is usually even bigger, subsidized funds. This is all the money that supports your life that you never even touch. Think about it. When your parents pay your phone bill, or grab you lunch, or put gas in the car, that's a form of income. It's real money being spent to maintain your lifestyle. So if we've just uncovered all this secret income, the next logical step is to find your hidden budget. Once you realize money is being spent on you, the question becomes, well, how much? Let's figure out what the real cost of you is.
This is a super simple but really eye-opening activity we call the hidden budget. Just take a second and try to guesstimate it. How much for food in a week? For getting around town? And don't forget your subscriptions, Spotify, Netflix, you name it. Add it all up. This isn't about feeling guilty or anything, it's just about awareness. What does it actually cost to be you for 7 days?
So just as a sample, maybe that weekly total comes out to something like $125. I mean, think about that for a second. Even with a $0 income, there's $125 of economic activity happening every single week just to support you. That right there, that's your hidden budget. Okay, so that hidden budget, that's your financial reality today. Now, let's use that to peek into the future. We're going to introduce a new concept called Petley Income. Just think of it as the income you'll eventually need to earn to cover all those costs yourself, especially when you hit something big, like college.
That $125 a week is your starting line. But believe me, it is just a drop in the bucket compared to the costs you are going to be responsible for really soon. Your financial world is about to get a whole lot bigger.
Let's just look at some average costs for a single year of college. First up, you've got tuition. That can easily hit $35,000. And then, you need a place to live. So let's tack on another $14,000 for housing.
Of course, you've got to eat, right? That's another $6,000 for a meal plan.
And last but not least, you need over $1,000 just for books and supplies. Now, when you start adding all of that up, you are staring down a huge financial mountain. And that's why understanding your tiny hidden budget today is so critical. It's the first step to figuring out how to climb that mountain tomorrow. Look, the point isn't to get freaked out by those giant numbers. The point is to turn this new awareness into action. So this isn't homework. Think of it as your first ever financial mission. It's a way to start building the skills you're going to need for the real world. Here it is. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, has 2 simple parts. First, start a spending log. Just for this week, track 3 things that were bought for you or by you. A coffee, a bus pass, anything. Second, do a paycheck audit. Go online, find a sample paycheck, and look for the difference between the gross pay, that big number at the top, and the net pay, which is what you actually take home after taxes and stuff. I promise you, these 2 little actions will totally change the way you see money. So let's make this real, right now. If you were to start that spending log this very second, what's the first thing that would go on it from today? Whatever it is, that's it. That's the beginning of your financial journey. Thanks for tuning in.